sinners, and hail Sappho. It's your hostess with the mostest, Narcissa DeVille, and welcome to another art video. Woo! I'm so excited about this. I have been wanting to do Neon, Alastor, and Angel pretty much since I decided I wanted to do these videos, like doing the acrylic pouring or acrylic blowouts, which I've realized is what they technically are. I don't know what it was. I felt like ever since ever since I decided to do these, I wanted to do like the pilot inspired acrylic blowouts because I just think pilot inspired neon looks. Because I just think Angel and Alastor's neon looks are so cool and so pretty. So that's what this is. This is my kind of look at doing the acrylic blowout for their neon look. Honestly, Alastor's did not go very well. I actually did his 3 times, and you will see later in the video that even by the 3rd time, it just did not work at all. I don't know what happened. I don't know why his just didn't seem to ever work, but it didn't. And so that's just something I've had to deal with. So technically what I ended up doing for this week's video, as far as like the actual artwork, is going to be, I had happened when I made this one, when I made Angel and Alastor, I also made one of them together, and that is the one that I did along with Angel's because Angel's came out really, really well. Yeah, okay, so this one is definitely Alastor's, and I know that because it's the blue and the purple. I think what happened with Alastor's is when I did this, the blue that I used was a little too close to the purple that I used, and you'll notice later when I actually do the blowout, it matches a little too closely, and I think it ultimately just made it look not that great. And so that's why I ultimately didn't like it, because it just kind of felt like it matched just a little too closely, and that became a problem. But I did like, there was this vibrant purple, this vibrant pink, the white. I did Angel and Alastor's initials. But yeah, you can see like that purple almost blends in with the blue, and just altogether it just looked a little like meh. So that's why I ended up painting over it and doing it again. And ultimately, I mean, I never was really satisfied with this. And maybe I probably should have used a little bit less of the blue and purple and a little more of like the pink and magenta purple type of thing. Maybe that was my mistake. I don't really know. I think sometimes I'm a little too self-critical, and yeah, I mean, that is evident here, but whatever. So this is me starting on Angels. I believe this should be Angel. I had so much fun with this. Honestly, this was a lot lighter color schemes. Okay, so yeah, I definitely use like a light blue, the magenta, pink, purple. Oh, and a darker pink I see in here, and some dark purple. Oh, wow. Okay. So I used quite a few colors in this one, and I really feel like, I don't know what it is. I feel like this one really came out pretty. That light blue, I think, really added something. And maybe I should have, like, when I was doing Alastor's, made like a lighter blue the main focus, or like one of the more magenta colors the main focus. It's hard to ever know. Here's the 3rd installment of Alastor. I don't know what I was thinking. I added the green. That was clearly a mistake because it merged with this pink. It looks good where it's blue, but it just does not look good where it merged with the pink. And then this was the 2nd version. I called this Mistakes Were Made because I realized I did not add the water. So I basically ended up with paint that was too thick to be blown or move. So I decided to wash it, and I liked how it came out, so I kept it. Yeah, so there's the mistake again, the 3rd mistake, I guess. So yeah, as you can see, I didn't do videos for those, but clearly did not matter because I still could not get Alastor to come out correctly. And there's the dried version of Angel Dust neon look. I think it really came out nice, and there's the dried version of both of them. I like the burst of like red and pink. It's so pretty against that blue and works so well. I wish I had been able to get that going for, them individually, but I digress. What I decided to do here was what I did for the original RadioDust pieces, which is to say I decided for Angels to do like the little neon heart with spiderweb motif. I really, really enjoyed that. So that's what I ended up going for in this one. And I think it really, really came out nicely. I ended up buying something that was a little bit different. This one's a little bit thinner, I think, and I really do like it. There was a point while I was making this, though, where I did feel a little bit like, oh crap, this is taking over the art piece. I feel like you're missing a lot of the finer details of the blowout. And that's kind of a risk that I think something like this takes because, it's one thing to decide to, make these blowouts and they look very pretty. It's quite another thing to do that and then you do stuff on top of it. And sometimes I feel like you lose, elements of it. Now, I can always kind of remake this. I know the colors. I can probably make something similar. Probably not this exact thing. I'm going to be honest with you because I don't know that I'm necessarily always good at recreating things, but I can definitely like make something similar and in the similar color scheme that would be very, very interesting and that I think um, would be enjoyable. So I'd like very much to create something more like this. I want to get a scanner so I can scan my art in and I can kind of just have digital copies. And then if I want to do stuff on top of it, I can do that, but I'll also have the digital originals, if you will. That way I don't have to worry about like, oh, did I mess this up? Because I'm always going to have digital originals. Because I do eventually, I'd like to sell these as like prints and stuff like that because I really, really love them. They're so, so pretty. And yeah, I want to share them. Yeah, so this is just kind of um, this is kind of the spiderweb design. It's not super, super interesting. So I'm probably going to skip through more of this because, like, honestly, this feels like it's going very slow. But yeah, so I mean, this is just kind of me doing the spiderweb stencil. I did this once with pencil and I think it came out very good. But I think with something like this, where a lot of the colors tend to be darker, it doesn't quite work. I need to get more. This reminds me, I need to get more um, Posca markers to do this because boy, those run out quickly. Like, let me tell you. But they're very convenient. God, you can see where the stencil is like bowing. So, like, while I ultimately like how this came out, there is part of me that does feel a tiny bit like this, little spiderweb design does kind of take over the painting. And I think the acrylic pour sections do kind of get lost, especially when I do when I'm trying to make everything kind of cohesive like this, I do think it's still pretty and I'm still happy with it. So, like, I can't complain about that fact. And I do like the way the two projects look together. But if I'm being honest, I do kind of wish I had gone a little less on the like neon spiderweb design, because I feel like that really takes up the whole thing. So maybe if I'd just gone for like the bottom of it, that would have worked better. This, by the way, is me painting on I have some glow in the dark paint, so I'm painting that on to certain sections of the spiderweb design, because I had originally been using blacklight paint, and then I kind of stopped using the blacklight paint because I had something that was a little more opaque and I was curious how that was going to look. I mean, ultimately, it's fine. I turn off the lights later and I don't think it really looks super blacked out. So, and I ended up for this one just doing the heart one. I just did a few like random spirals or whatever of the glow in the dark paint. Again, I don't know that it necessarily was successful, so make of that what you will. But yeah, this is the final product, so thank you all so much for watching. If you'd like to, you can subscribe, become a member of my channel, like this video, comment down below, and as always, until next time, stay devilish and see you next Tuesday.